looking, and it ain't fair. There's nothing I wouldn't do to get you. I keep on hoping.
This is PopImpressKA Journal, and we're here with Joe Vulpis, AP Music Entertainment, and also with his guest star, a really incredible young woman, and her name is Courtney Rau.
Hi.
How are you, Courtney?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. It's incredible to have you both here.
Thank you so much for having us.
And I know you've been doing a lot of songs and you've been working with Joe. It's been an interesting experience, and I've been at the photo shoot today. It was very, very interesting, and your professionalism was incredible.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, how did you meet each other and where the whole thing started?
Well, she stalks me, basically. So I had to call the police a few times. No. How did we meet? We met in Nashville, right?
Yeah, we met through a mutual friend of ours in Nashville in the spring.
This has been 4 months tops. What month are we in now? We're in September?
We're in August.
So, I think actually we met in like May. Yeah, so it's been exactly 4 months.
It's okay, and you're a very young talent. I know you're 15, if you don't already telling. So, and I've heard your songs, and being 15-year-olds, I was impressed by the timbre of your voice.
Thank you.
Now, did you learn music when you were growing up? What is the background behind it?
Well, I started playing piano when I was 7 or 8, and that was kind of the first step that I took towards singing. And then after I took a few piano lessons, I started voice lessons, and I begged my mom to continue, and about a year ago, or 2 years ago, I started playing guitar as well, and yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
Now, I know, Joe, you are writing a lot of songs for Courtney.
We're working on stuff together. Yeah, she's a great writer. I came along after I heard a few of her tracks that she started in Nashville, and I maybe, was there anything done in Florida too, or were you kind of in a couple spots? And I just heard the voice, and I was just like, okay, well, because you know, when you meet a 15-year-old artist, I mean, you're really working with the whole family, and then you know, you gotta be careful, you know, because there's a lot of hours, and there was never any of that. This thing was like, I met the mom, and I met Courtney and her sisters at, I think, by the airport when I was flying out, and I said, well, let's see if there's something here. And I believe like a week or two later we started working, and it was just boom. There was definite synergy, it was connection, and I think the first session was in D.C. somewhere, Gaithersburg, Maryland.
And you are from Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Now, when you grew up in this town, what do you think is the most memorable things for you when you were a little girl?
Well, I was born in London, and yeah, and then I lived.
That's like so yesterday.
I lived in D.C. for a while, and then we were also in South Florida, so I got to experience different cities and places. But yeah, I love how we're so close to the city, but we're not in the city, so it's not too busy. But you can always just go in and see the monuments and all of that.
I mean, she's a hop and a skip. That's great.
Now, I know you spend a lot of time in Nashville as well. Now, what brings you to Nashville? How often do you go there?
We've been going there for the past 2 years, and we go whenever we need to go to do songs or writing. We actually, the last time we went was in the beginning of the summer, I think.
Yeah, we were there a couple
spring,
times. Yeah, late spring, beginning of summer, and then after we started tracking the record, I went back a couple times to finish up the overdubs, and then we were in Los Angeles for a while. We basically been bouncing from every big city to finish up the record, and you know, appointments, and basically bring us here to you today.
I know that amazing single's coming out.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it? And it surprised everybody.
Yes. So
We have a single?
And I heard you on it too.
I'm not saying anything. I'm on it. I'm playing keyboards. She's doing everything. I'm not saying that's her.
Yeah, but I heard like a little part over there.
I don't know. What?
The record.
The rap.
I'm not rapping.
The rap.
That was a surprise.
But it's actually what I've realized. It's actually towards rock too, so it has that edge.
Courtney is all about being diverse. She's got her country, she's got her pop, but she's got this edge that I think was basically, it needed to be exploited and brought to the surface. I think, respectfully, what happened in Nashville was great. I mean, some of the tracks she started working on were great. I think what's really important is being able to cross over. I mean, a lot of country acts today, I mean, you look at Lady A, and you look at like Taylor Swift, and you're looking at, I mean, you got like people jumping out. I mean, Tim McGraw, Kenny Chesney, Toby Keith, they're all over both sides of the chart. And the one thing where we, I think, immediately agreed is that, you know, maybe we don't need to start just in country. Let's try things differently, and let's try to chart it and see what happens. I mean, that's the intention. The goal is to get that. We're going to leave that surprise for the fall, but our goal was to hit on 2 charts at the same time and promote that way. And the first single, actually, the first 5 tracks on the record that we've just finished mixing, mastering, and everything are Everything and That and More.
Now, Courtney, which one was your favorite song from the tracks?
I had such a hard time picking my
It's
favorite.
tough.
Yeah.
There's 5. There are 5 right now. We're 5-5.
5-5.
Because they're all so different,
Uh-huh.
but they all are the same yet different. They all have their similarities, but they're so different.
Yeah, you don't listen to any of these songs and say, I want to turn it already. That's the best part. There is a little bit of something sweet that just makes you want to turn it up.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, this is great. Yeah, I mean, we're all big in this.
Now, you also have a band, right?
Yes.
Now, I heard your sister's also in the band.
Yes.
So now, how is that connection is happening, and what do you think you both bring from each other?
Well, she actually is the person who encouraged me to start playing the guitar. She started playing before I did, and I kind of admired her and how she was like, just picked it up so fast and was able to just play anything. Like, it just came to her so quickly. And I struggle with guitar. Piano is my easier instrument, and she struggles with piano. So where she struggles, I have my strengths, and where she has her strengths, I struggle. So it balances out, and we are able to play with each other, and we harmonize well, and it works out great.
Now, do you find your way of being towards the country stardom and being a star difficult, or how do you balance your life? Because, 15-year-olds, you're very busy, you're doing a lot of unusual things that a 15-year-old will do. How do you find your lifestyle and everything else? I know you have a big support group.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy to balance everything, but I'm getting the hang of it, and I have Joe's help and my mom's help and my sisters, and I have a lot of support, so it's getting easier as time goes on.
Now, if you would have a choice to do a duet and you, Joe, what do you think is the artist you would choose for Courtney, and who would you like to work with? To be like a duet?
Well, what genre of music?
Like, I would say country, even the country.
I wouldn't mind seeing you do a duet with like Hunter Hayes, or someone like that. I mean, now he's exploding, but somebody like that, in country, absolutely.
And what about the rock and roll, like kind of like edgy stuff?
I want to see you do a duet with like Bon Jovi or something. Let's bring like some. Bring some old school, like My Hero. I mean, I don't know what you're thinking, but, I think it's doable. I just got to call John and say, hey, come on, man, what's up?
Well, I remember Elton John did with Leon Rimes. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Elton did the thing with Gaga, too, which is great. Your song at the Grammys was hot. And, it's good to cross culture stuff, like musically, I think. And she can do that. I mean, like I said, you've heard the first single. You've heard it first. So, you're going to hear a lot of diversity and a lot of doors in terms of what the options can be for her, which is going to be great.
And I know, Joe, you basically grow so many big talents like Lady Gaga. You basically molded her and now Courtney. What do you think is special about each girl that you bring in?
That magic. She's got, as soon as you hear her voice, you know there's a sound there. It was the same thing with Stephanie. Gaga, it was the same. I worked with Lindsay Lohan for years back, and I mean, even way back when, after I got out of college, I was at Berkeley. I was fortunate enough to get invited to do this Jennifer Love Hewitt thing when she started exploring it. And you're like, oh, she's an actress, she can't sing, but something, you just hear the voice, you hear the talent, you get the package, and back then I was like, okay, I guess, I took it for granted, but no, because then you realize when someone has it and when they don't. And, Courtney is just, she's as little as this. She comes in, she sings, she performs, and you sit back going, she's got it. You know, and you don't want to stop, and we haven't stopped. I mean, this has been the most productive 4 months that I've ever had, and the dedication. I mean, and it's not even just us. I mean, she always. I always tell them she shows up in the bottom of the ninth inning, 2 outs, 2 strikes, and hits a grand slam. And I told the parents, I said, this kid. I mean, even today in the photo shoot, we went around the clock today. I mean, today was nuts. I mean, we covered Manhattan for this portion of the shoot. She was all over that. When it came to this record, we did it. And the parents were the support team, making sure the next thing was happening. We all had the jet from each coast, north, south, everywhere, and it was constantly right on the spot. Every meeting, every session, every photo shoot, every whatever.
Now, how do you able to keep up with your schoolwork? Because you're still in school, right?
Yes.
So how are you managing all of that?
Yeah, how are you?
Because there are a lot of kids out there that kind of like, they look at you and say, she's still in school, how does she do it?
Well, I just try to get as much work done ahead of time as possible so that when I am away, I don't have to try to cram everything all in. And when I'm home, I just think ahead and try to like complete all my stuff that I need to do for when I'm going to be away, so that it's just
And then I do
easier.
some of the assignments myself.
Of course, you're sharing.
Yeah.
Now, what's in the future for you and Jill as working together and the music that you're planning and all the tours you planned?
Well, we got a pretty exciting fall coming.
You can't say bye.
The single's gonna, well, you know, the single comes out right around Labor Day. There's a video, there's a whole record, there's already a Christmas single. You know?
Christmas single.
We're not going to discuss that yet. We're going to leave something up to the imagination. The websites, everything will announce it. Her Twitter, her Facebook, her Tumblrs, her whatever. It's all the stuff that's out there. Social media will explain everything, and you know, there's a whole team that's basically dictating when all that's going to, you know, be posted. So, but the whole year's already planned.
That's fantastic. Now, what's your favorite food?
Food?
All the above.
Yeah, everything. Everything.
You must be hungry.
She'll eat your camera if you like. Yeah.
And now you like animals?
Yes.
Where do
She
you-
eats those too.
Oh gosh.
I'm kidding, just a bit.
I have a puppy. His name is Tyler, and he's a little Havanese. He's like this big. I love monkeys too.
Now, what's your favorite book?
Book?
Or the writers that you've always been a fan of, or that inspired you?
I love James Patterson. And right now I'm reading a James Patterson book. I don't know. I also like The Hunger Games.
Now, if you were in the movie, what movie star would you like to watch?
In any movie?
In any movie, who would you choose?
I don't know.
You never know, I might follow you in the movie options. You like the new stars or the old stars?
Do you like a tale a lot, or do you you want to bring Mel Gibson back?
Yeah.
No, like more like new.
Like Taylor.
Yeah. Or
Like, would you be in the Twilight Zone?
like Channing Tatum.
Oh, Channing
Okay,
Tatum's
that's
hot right now.
Very good, very
Liam
good.
Hemsworth.
Now, what would be your 3 wishes? That would be the last question. 3 wishes to come for you in your career, in your life. What would you like for you?
Can I give him my
to
default
have?
ones?
No, don't know. You have yours. Yes, Miss America, you're so beautiful. Have you ever thought about the pageant? Like, you know, your parents, I know you have 2 sisters, you're all very beautiful girls. Have you ever thought of being in a pageant?
Well, I was actually in a pageant.
Yes?
Yes. When I was in 7th grade, I did it for the performing part of it because my voice coach she was involved in pageants and stuff, so I just kind of participated a little bit.
That's great. All right, so do you want to wish something to people out there who are your fans and who you want to inspire and encourage to do well in life?
Just thank you guys so much for all of your support, and always follow your dreams because you never know what'll happen and where your dreams will take you.
Are you going?
And thank you so much. You are very smart and intelligent young lady. Joe, I appreciate
I was going to leave this with you.
you.
PopImpress.
PopImpressKA.